Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining. Getting this all set up. I thought I'd have you see me tonight to start, and then I'll move it to overhead so you can see what I'm going to be working on. But I wanted to, I'm going to just wait a few minutes here and see if more people show up. Make sure I've got all my stuff. I've got my tea, because let me tell you, that's important. I am a tea holic, if that makes sense. I love tea. This is probably my 5th cup of tea today. I only do like one, though, that's caffeinated. Everything else throughout the day is herbal or decaf or whatever. So anyway, thank you for joining. I'm actually really excited to share with you what I'm going to be doing today, and then for the next 9 weeks after today. This is week 1. So a few things. Have you guys heard of the 100-day project? It's this challenge that I actually had never heard of until this year, or maybe I heard glimpses of it before, but I listened to this podcast called Art Juice. So if you're looking for a creative, artsy podcast, you can try Art Juice. Sorry, my baby's crying in the background. He's trying to get put down for the night, so he's a little unhappy. But ignore the baby crying in the background. Husband's trying to put him down, so hopefully that works. I'm usually putting him down, so we'll see. He should be fine. The 100-day project is this challenge, basically, that lasts 100 days, where every day you work on the project that you personally assign for yourself. So it doesn't have to be, it doesn't follow a theme or anything that's like assigned. I think you can participate in following prompts or something if you want, but you pick the project for yourself and you follow through with it and you do it every day for 100 days. And then you post about it. So on social media, Instagram, all those things, you actually post and say, this is my project for today for the 100-day project challenge. So I liked the idea. However, at the beginning of this year, actually, I told myself, oh, it'd be kind of fun to do like a drawing every day of this year. I've actually done that in the past where I did a little tiny, like literally, 2-inch by 2-inch square, little abstract painting every day for a year. Obviously, sometimes I got behind and I caught up, but by the end of the year, I had 365 little abstract squares. So I've done it before, but with the way my life is now, with a baby and like a family and still running an art business and trying to balance all of that together, it's just a little too much to put into something that wasn't really working towards my major goals, if that makes sense. So I poo-pooed that idea. I did one drawing and I was like, I can't do this every day because I feel like I'm wasting my time. Yes, I think it would improve my art. It would inspire me, but it would feel like a waste of time. It would feel like I'm not working towards the big things I want to get done, like publishing an art book and creating paintings that I want to sell and creating YouTube content and teachable content, all of that. So I decided not to do a daily drawing. Hey guys, thanks for joining. got some more people. I'm just explaining what the project is going to be. And so when I heard about the 100-day challenge, which you can, again, Google, find out for yourself what it is, or not challenge, 100-day project, I was like, ooh, at first I get really excited. I love challenges. I love pushing myself in that way. But then the more I thought about it, I'm like, crap, it's going to be just like I tried to do the drawing every day thing. Like, I'm not going to be able to do that. I mean, I could probably do it. It would just mean that my other things would suffer. And I think the idea is for it to be the opposite. It's supposed to inspire you to work better and clearer on your own goals and your own creative projects that you want to pursue. And so I was like, this is not probably going to be wise. So I decided to take that excitement though and not let it go to waste, and basically shift it and change it into something that would work for me. Something that didn't have to be an everyday thing, something that could be a little bit shorter, but I could still get the same benefits out of it. And, challenges like this are meant for you to kind of personalize and make it your own. So let me describe to you what I'm going to be doing for my 100-day project. But I'll do it basically once a week for 10 weeks. So 10 sessions, I guess you could say. And the reason that this worked so well is because I have designated time, my live streams every week, to work on my art. And so I wanted to do that. And I think that works great, is to just work it into this time that I already have devoted to my own art. So 10 weeks starting today, I'm going to be working on one project, which is a little deceiving actually, because I'll explain to you exactly what that looks like. And you might be like, well, that's not one project, it's like multiples. But I'll explain that in a second. The other thing I wanted to mention was the other reason I want to do this, and then I got excited about doing this, is that, hey guys, thanks for joining. More people are coming on, yay! I'm just about to go into explaining my project that I'm going to do for the next 10 weeks. You can look up, it's inspired by the 100-day project challenge that goes on. That's actually, I didn't mention, it's supposed to start January 31st, which is Monday, right? I still can't believe. So if you're interested in doing it for yourself, look up the details, just Google it. And you'll post, you can post every day about your project. But I'm doing a 10-week project, not a 100-day project. So every live stream for the next 10 weeks, we'll be working on this project. So let me explain to you my project. Oh, I better plug in my computer before it dies. So I want to do this because I want to find some fresh inspiration for my own work. I personally feel like I'm in a very creatively dry spot. Meaning when I sit down, actually the last few live streams I've done, I'm just like, I don't like what I'm making. And it's nothing like profound and exciting to me. And so I'm in this just weird, and I know it's normal and it happens, but I'm in this kind of rut when it comes to creativity. And so I firmly believe you can't just sit around for inspiration. You have to force it, as in you have to seek it out. So I am going to do that through this 10-week challenge. But because I don't have inspiration, or I'm very low on creativity these days, I have to give myself boundaries. And so this particular project, it has one thing that has to be consistent. And that one thing, and actually I do have a plan. It's not just the one thing. It's the plan I have set out I'm going to follow along the way. But the one thing that it has in common across the whole project is the color palette. So you may, if you've joined my live streams before, you may have seen this book before. I love this book. I actually recommended it in my top 10 books I recommend for artists. Great coffee table book. Look it up if you want it. It's awesome. So I'm actually going to be looking through this, not randomly. I've done in the past a random flip to find just whatever I land on. That's the color palette I use. I'm actually going to think a little bit more about it, find one that I think will work well, that I like, that I'm drawn to the colors. And then from there, I'm going to do the next things. Let me pull up my little schedule here. There we go. Oh. Sorry. I have to align. There we go. Align it in a certain way. Okay, so I'm going to be using the color palette from here, okay, that I pick. That's step one. And then I'm going to do basically copy those colors in watercolor and acrylic and just make like basic color swatches is what we call them. Okay. So I get practice mixing those colors, play with the medium, that type of thing. Then in watercolor, I'd be doing I'm going to be doing taking a picture of something and painting it in watercolor in those colors from the color palette. So a full painting. Okay. Then I'll do 3 small, simple illustrations with those same color palette in watercolor, and maybe some ink pen to create a little bit, just play with some illustration, some simplified design. Okay. Then when I switch to acrylic, I'll do the color swatches again. And then I will do a full painting from a photograph of something in acrylic, but using the same color palette. Then I will take the same colors from the color palette and create an abstracted acrylic painting. Then taking the same colors. So again, you can kind of get a sense of what I'm doing here. I'm trying to play in different areas. So I've got watercolor, acrylic. I'm doing, painting from photograph in both mediums. I'm going to try some abstract, which I'm really not good at. And then this next one is interesting, and we're going to see how it goes when I get there, but something mixed media, or a medium that I wouldn't normally use. So we're talking polymer clay, which I do have, has to be stuff I have, fabric, sewing, knitting, like it could be a combination of all of them, with paint, like whatever it takes to create something out of other materials, again, using the same color palette. So I may have to resort to paint things to, match the color palette. And then after that, this one I'm kind of excited about, but I know will be tricky, and it'll be really tricky on live stream. I might have to do it at a different time of the day or something. But to basically collect items, clothing, anything household related, and basically creating a photo shoot, or taking at least one good photo, incorporating those colors, obviously from the color palette, into this photo in some creative, interesting way. It could include a person, doesn't have to include a person. Okay, so photography is going to be in there. What else? The 9th one is 9th or 10th is to choose maybe a different surface to paint on, something different that I normally don't paint on. And then the last week, I kind of want to give myself a little bit of breathing room and kind of assess what I've done, look at everything, and basically decide or figure out where it might lead me with my art. And I'm hoping like by then that I'll have sort of an idea, or like a spark of an idea of something that is exciting and inspiring to me. It's hard to imagine not having something, and it might not be something that would last long, but I'm just like looking for a little piece of inspiration that can kind of hopefully fuel my personal work. So that's the plan. That's about a 10-week plan. So every live stream starting from today, for 9 weeks after today, I'm going to be focusing on this plan and this project. It's one project which involves a bunch of little projects. So I'm really excited about it. And today I'm going to be picking the color palette I'm going to use for all 10 weeks. And then I'm going to start with the watercolor color swatches to match it. I think that's everything I wanted to mention to inform you guys of what's happening. Again, it will only be once a week unless it somehow crazily fuels my art that I tend to do during the week. Then I'll be working on stuff during the week, but most likely I'll be working on the thing I need to work on during the live stream. So I hope you guys can join. If you're new to this channel, like please subscribe so that you get notified of when these go live and you get to see when they're scheduled. Usually, for the most part, every Wednesday night at this time, 8:30 to 9:30. So with all that said, let's dive in. So I am going to have to move the camera up to here so that you guys can see my overhead. So one moment. All right, so we can have a cord in the way, so a moment. Okay. Oops. All right, make sure that's in a good spot there. Yeah, all right. All right, so we're going to start with this dude. Put my speaker a little bit closer. All right. So I'm going to look through this. I kind of looked through it a little bit beforehand so I could kind of get an idea of maybe what I'm leaning towards. But I'll just kind of flip through this and you get to kind of see it, which is kind of fun. And I don't really know what my boundary is going to be here with like what kind of color palette I'm looking for, but actually I'm going to start from the back here. And work my way forward. It's easier to flip through. Wow, that's a lot of colors. Probably won't do that. I'm always drawn to the stuff that's got like lots of color, but I know that that's going to get really boring really quick. This is interesting. Maybe too many neutrals, too much of the same color, but not far off. Like I don't want something to be too crazy different anyway, so that's kind of a nice one. I kind of like that, but let's keep going. Ooh, that's pretty. I love purples and browns, or purples and blues and stuff together. Wow. I should have something to mark these. These are kind of big, but I'm just gonna mark that. Maybe I'll mark that green one that I liked because I mean, it's really pretty. I just don't know if I'm going to get okay, granted, I'm going to probably get sick of anything I choose. That has skin tone in it, which I kind of like that idea. Ooh, that's pretty too. Okay, sorry. We're not going to flip through every page like this, but I want to get sort of an idea. Too much purple, too bright, too much blue. That's cool. I just don't know if it's enough. Too much variety. pretty, but I think it's too bold. Too bold, too bold. Ooh, this one's pretty. Oh, I like that one a lot. That one's really pretty. Where you have, you know, these colors that can look like they pop when they're next to these other things, but you get some muted ones. That's pretty too. Of the brighter ones, it's actually not too bad. Let's just mark it. Too brown. Nah. No. No, no. No. Hey, Sesame Street. No. It's pretty, but ooh, this one's kind of cool. I like that. Neutrals and brights together. Too bold, I think. Ooh, I actually saw this one earlier. I was like, mark this one. I like that one. I don't know. It's not horrible. I don't know if I like the black so much. No. No, too much pink. Way too many pastels, even though that's really pretty. No. I just want something more red in there. It's maybe too neutral. It's like close, but yeah. That's pretty, maybe a little too dull. Although, how does that compare to the one I liked? Which one was that? This one. See, those are like kind of similar. I like this other one better, I think. Yeah. So we're going to skip that. Really bold. Too much yellow. Oh, how to get sick of that. Too bright. Too much dull. Yeah, that's a Norman Rockwell painting. That's cool. Too bright. Too bright. Too much blue. This one's not bad. This one's not bad. Very similar to something else. But I kind of like it. Too dull. I actually think I did a painting on this one for a live stream. Too bright. Too much yellow. Too dull. Too dull. Okay, we're almost to the end here, guys, and we're going to just assess. Too dull. Too bright. That's so pretty, though, but yeah, it's a little... Too primary. Too dull. Too dull. Too many neutrals, I think. It's pretty, but I think it's too many neutrals. Not enough red. Too neutral. Art Deco. Too neutral. Too neutral. Too neutral. Oh, it's getting easier. Too neutral. This is pretty. This would give me a lot of options. Might be a little too neutral, though. Yeah. Ooh, that's pretty colors, but I think not enough variety. Pretty, but I think, again, not enough variety in the other direction. Too many purples, too many neutrals. Too many neutrals. Oh, that's pretty, too. Too bright. Too neutral. It's not... Edwardian affairs. I like Edwardian style. Okay. So I got some ones to pick through. Just gonna kind of take a glance through these. It's interesting. Okay. I think I'm gonna. I really do like this one, but it's got such a limited palette. Like, I really think I'll get sick of it, but do I want it to be more limiting? It needs darks, though. I'm going to take it out. I fell in love with it, but I'm going to take it out. I did like this one quite a bit. This one I think is too bright. I did like this one, though, too. This one's pretty. I think I would want some blue. I'd get sick of not having blue. I'll take that out. This one's not bad. This one would be really limiting, but has some dulls and some brights and a dark. So that's not bad. This I think I'll take out because I think I'll get really sick of that. Okay, so let's look at this compared to this. I think it's going to drive me crazy that green's in there. Taking it out. This one, I like that this one had flesh tones. It's got dark. It's got blue. It's got green, yellow, purple, red. This kind of goes for a yellowy color. Like that's one of my top choices probably. I do still love this one. It has a dark. Doesn't have like a red though. Okay. This is bolder. I think I like this one better. Okay, I'm taking that out. I like this one better. Much better. Okay. Oof. Like, I kind of like that there's like this subtle difference. Who knows? That might drive me nuts later. This is too primary, I think. Getting rid of it. Oh, yeah, this is where it gets hard. Because these ones are like similar. Really similar. Like, look at that. I mean, this has more darks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're talking 8 colors versus these are 8 as well. Versus 8. Do they all have 8? Yeah. I think I will be happier with this one than this one. So I'm going to get rid of this one. So now it's down to 3, guys. This is very difficult. This one does not have a dark in it, like a really dark. These other 2 do. So I think I'm going to get rid of that. This one is got some more pastels in it. Which I like, but I don't know if it's going to drive me nuts or if this one is going to not have enough of the pastels. I love some of these rich colors and this just doesn't have that. I think that answers my question, guys. I think it answers my question. Yeah, love it. Okay, so hopefully that was not too stressful of a process to watch. But this is my color palette, people. Oh my gosh. Okay, so page 123 is what I want. I'll keep this in here. So now I want to create a really fun color palette to display these pretty big. Is there 8? Yeah, these 8. There's some skin tones. I'm happy about that. Okay, I think I'm excited. It's got a bright purple. It's got blues, reds, yellow, oranges, a dark. Like, I think it's exactly what I want. Just listen, in 5 weeks, I'll be like, I'm so sick of this. But let's jump in here. So, do I have a ruler down here? Oh, actually, yes. One moment. There it is. All right, so I thought it would be fun to either have some sort of interesting shape, and close that for a moment. My husband plays a lot of board games, and so I do have these things that I could trace to be the shapes I want. I was really liking this shape here, so I may use that, but it depends on if I can fit them all or not. So we're going to give this a try. The other goal is for the end of this 10-week project, I definitely want to make it displayable, whether that's an online show of some kind to kind of show off each of the different pieces that I created. So we'll kind of give that a shot. But that's kind of the ultimate goal. So 1, 2, 3. Oh, I could do, let's see, what kind of shape could I do? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That would be 8 like that. Let me just see what it would fit into an 8 by 10. This is 9 by 12, I believe. 8 by 10 is an inch in. I think it needs to just be 9 by 12. I might just tape the edges so it can stay a little bit more secure to the table while I paint this and kind of relatively stay flat. Oops, no. I got a new watercolor set, which is right here next to me. A Winsor Newton watercolor set, because my other one was like, I'm out of blue. I was like, well, that's dumb. Kind of need blue for things. So this should give me a little bit more variety of colors anyway. This is just for taping down. It's not being precise with measurement at all. And I'm going to just trace these. I'm going to open my little cereal bar real quick because, let me tell you, I kind of want to eat something. It's probably not the wisest thing when you're working on art to eat something at the same time, but, you know, whatever. Actually, I should probably find the center because otherwise I'm going to be guessing where this goes. Four and a half. 4.5. I'm just going to draw a really light line. You might not even be able to see it. Wow, there it is. And okay, what do you think, guys? Should it face up? Should it face down? Wait, what's the shape? Oh, here. Has to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Do you like it pointing down, that shape? Or do you like, or should I not do that shape? Should I do 3? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, that works too. Why didn't I count that right? Okay, that could work. I could do that very symmetrically like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Or it could be like, does it fit like this? It does fit like this. And I think it works better this direction. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I think I like it that way better. Or it could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is tricky, guys. This is very tricky. Could also do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, I could do that shape. I could do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Leave this open. Nah, because it looks like a color. Okay, I think my favorite one is just to do cutting out these ones. It'd be the 3, 2, 3. I think up and down is what I'm leaning towards. So if that's the case here, oh, I need the middle this direction. Six. Boom, there's a middle of the whole page. So I want to put that line right in the middle there. Right in the middle like that. Okay, I'm going to trace this one. And this one, they're separated by a nice amount of white, but they're nice and big shapes. We'll see if I end up using this exact same pattern for when I do the acrylic color palette. But I might just like it. It might just keep some consistency. But then maybe I don't want it to be consistent. You know, I can change it and decide as I go. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Look at that. Look at that, people. I'm happy with that. Okay, I'm going to erase my center line because I kind of don't need it anymore. Now, if I decide to frame this, it'll fit in. It should fit in an 8 by 10 if I need it to. Yeah, 8 by 10. Actually, it might look nice in 8 by 10. It could also fit in a 9 by 12, which is what the size of the paper is. I am wanting to think about presentation a little bit for the final project. I feel like I'm in a college class where this is like the final project, or the like you're working a whole semester on this project. Look, I missed a line. I missed a line, people. That can't happen. Boom. Okay, so you might not be able to see that, but it doesn't matter. As I paint it, you'll be able to see it. Hey guys, thanks for joining. I'm doing a week 1 of a 10-week project challenge. So you can listen to the beginning of this video to know exactly what that means. But today I picked a color palette from this Pantone color book, and I'm going to now color in these shapes here with the color palette. I did not randomly pick. I decided between a bunch of, pretty much I looked through every page and chose this one. Okay. So this is my palette here. I'm just gonna figure out where I want to put these. Sorry, I gotta adjust the chair. Okay. And I get to use my new watercolors, guys. I'm so excited. But I'm trying to go for accuracy with the color and staying inside my lines. So if I can do those 2 things, I have succeeded. If nothing else works and I do that, I've succeeded. Okay. Kind of love this palette that they gave me. Within the palette in the palette, guys. Oh, it's just awesome. All right, here we go. Let's start with the blue. And these are Winsor Newton colors, which are like pretty high quality, which is awesome. A little bit of purple. Oh, that is not purple. I have to get used to these colors here. I need to make enough of this to fill that. What is it, an octagon? 6-sided. A little bit more green. Tiny bit of a brown. Ooh, that's yellow. Don't want that. I just want like a little bit of a brown in there. Yeah. I think that's it. Okay, we're gonna fill. Oops. I didn't make enough, guys. Didn't make enough. That's my problem. Gotta make more. Okay, that might be enough. We'll see. It kind of soaks up to the edges, so it's hard to tell. I kind of want to do this one in that. Because I'm working in watercolor, it might take a few layers to get it up to the color that I want. Not too bad for a first layer. Wow. Loving this paint too. Whew. That'll definitely need more color, more layers as it dries, because watercolor just dries so much lighter. Okay. Next one, we'll do the brown. Now what I like about this one is it's really dark. And this is called Java. but it's like got a reddish, I think it's reddish versus bluish. Ooh, actually, yeah, that looks pretty spot on, but I need more of it. Okay, more brown, a little too dark. Needs to look a little bit more like dark coffee. Okay, that's closer. Yeah, okay, that's pretty good. I'm going to do this one in that color. I probably shouldn't tape this down to the table because I want to like lift it so that I can get these really smooth, but if I move fast enough, it should be okay. It'll be a pretty brown for the projects to come. Okay, again, it will need another layer because it's not dark enough. Okay, this red color is really pretty. Keep going into this purple. Look at that. Oh, is that beautiful? But that's not the color I need. Okay, I need some more red. That's pretty spot on. Yeah, pretty good. Again, it will need another layer. Let's put that up here. Okay. And this mineral red. It's very pretty. So far, all these colors have had this like purple color in there. Kind of weird, but if it's just because I like it or... Okay, that has enough water. It might work. It needs a little more orangey hue to it. There we go. I think that's pretty good. I'm going to put that next to this one that I just did. Okay, this purple. It's going to be interesting. I don't know what these colors are here. Oh, that's the Payne's Gray, I think. Is this purple? I think the only purple, really this. If I mix that with the ultramarine, I'll probably be able to get it. Yeah. Okay, so this with, I'll mix over here in case I splatter. Yeah, I can get a whole range of purples. Oh, it's going to be beautiful. Yeah, let's see if I can get close. Oh, that's pretty spot on. Okay, we're going to do that. Purple here or purple here? Kind of put the purple in the middle. Because purple is king. Sorry, it's my favorite color. Okay. Oops, probably touched that a little too much. Okay, there's the purple. And this orange. There's actually 8 little containers for these colors here. Wow, is that orange just the way it is, really? Wow. Maybe a touch of that purple. Oh, or maybe a little bit of red. Oops, too much red. That's what I loved about this palette, though, is that bright orange. Yeah, I think that's it. Okay. Okay. This sheepskin is what the name of this one is. I'll probably learn these names by the end. So I'll probably go for this color and a little bit of a blue in there. It shouldn't be like, ooh. Neutralize it with a little bit of red. Actually, that's kind of like that other one. Maybe I go for that first. It's almost exactly that darker one. So I think we're going to do that. A little bit purple just to keep a little interest. I have a feeling this purple is going to be the one that goes out first. Okay, yes, I think that's the color. We'll do the darker one first. I don't know if in the Pantone book they put them in a specific order, like which ones are on top of which ones, or if they just don't. This light one, the one difference, at least in my mind, is that it's a little bit pinker. It's like the same color, just like really light. Oop, wrong color. Like lots of water. A little more yellow. Yeah, like that. Okay. Now for just going darker, we have to make sure that they're dry. So this was number 1. Oh, they're still a little wet. Snack break. Okay, I'm going to make this color again. I'd be like, well, how are you going to get it perfect? Well, I have to for this project over and over and over again. Get it perfect. So this is my chance to practice. I think the darker for that first one or for the second layer, the better. It's going to really help the color. Kind of want to go a different direction. Okay, I did the brown next, and that's probably ready. A little bit more. There we go. I almost want, I think the Payne's gray, which I think is this one. Ooh. Yep, went a little too dark though. I mean, not dark, cool. Okay, there's that brown. Look at that, much darker. Much darker. Looks great. This one dried less red than I want it to be. Like more purpley. I need to go for red. So I start with a little bit more of a red and then work backwards. Let me add some of the purple, some of these blues. That's much better. Okay. Okay. Let's do I know I did this one next. Let's work on the purple. Because like this, actually, no, let's go back to this. It's more dry. Let's not play too much. Oops, 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 oops. Sorry, I have to work fast, but it's going to ruin it. Much richer. That's more like it. This one actually turned out pretty well. It'll maybe need another coat. Let's jump to the purple. Just do another layer of this. I'm loving the vibrancy that these Winsor Newton have. All right, but once I finish darkening that orange one, I think these ones actually are spot on. Lighter colors are easier to achieve in watercolor. I will be done for the night. And week 1 is done. Okay, orange. I'm loving these paints. Okay. And there you have it, folks. There is my color palette matching this. We'll see as they dry more if I'm happy with them or not, if I go over them again. But I'm okay if they've got sort of watercolory texture, because I think that adds to the medium that's being used. Proof that watercolor is being used. But so there's my project week 1. Next week I will be doing this same time, same day. I will be doing a watercolor painting from a photograph of these colors, using only these colors. So hopefully you can tune in for that. And then I'll move on to doing 3 simple illustrations with the same 8 colors. Then I'll move to acrylic, and I'll do these same colors again, like this, in a palette, or color swatches in acrylic. Then I'll do a painting of a photograph in acrylic with only these colors. Then I'll do an abstract painting with only these colors in acrylic. Then I will think outside the box and use some mixed media, like fabric, really anything I can find. Maybe some embroidery, some sewing, some knitting in these colors. I might have to add paint so that they can become these colors, but create some sort of mixed media piece that involves this color palette. Then I'll be taking a photograph, which will include all of these colors as well. So it could be a person in colored clothing, it could be items in a house, it could be a scenery, whatever, but it has to have only these colors. And then I might choose an interesting surface to paint on using these colors. And then hopefully by the end, week 10, I will be kind of speaking some of my thoughts on the whole project as a whole and how it's affected my inspiration and art, and see if I create my own piece based off of these colors again. Or maybe not. Maybe I give myself a little freedom and say, okay, break out of these colors. What would I make if I broke out of these colors? So there you have it, guys. I picked this color palette. I'm going to stick with it for the next 10 weeks. So I'll be really good friends with this color palette. So I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your week. Thanks for tuning in and supporting me. And I hope to see you next week. All right. Bye-bye.